Hello everyone, and welcome. Let's talk about something they should have taught you in school, but didn't. I'm talking about money, and specifically I'm talking about taxes. You spent years learning about history and science, but did anyone ever sit you down and explain your own paycheck? I doubt it. This is a massive failure of our education system. We are sent out into the world expected to build a life, to earn a living, to be responsible adults. Yet, we are not given the most basic tools to understand the money we work so hard to earn. It's a setup for surprise and, frankly, for failure. This isn't just an oversight. It's a critical gap in our knowledge that can cost us dearly over our entire lifetime. Let me tell you a story you might find familiar. It's about a young woman. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah just graduated and landed her first real job. She was so proud. The offer letter said she would earn $50,000 a year. She did the math in her head, dividing it by 12, and imagined all the things she could do with that monthly income. She dreamed of a new apartment, paying off her student loans, and maybe even a small vacation. The future looked bright and full of possibilities. She signed the papers, showed up for her first day, and worked her heart out for 2 weeks, eagerly awaiting that first taste of financial freedom. Then payday arrived. Sarah rushed to check her bank account, her heart pounding with excitement. But the number she saw was much smaller than she expected. Where was all her money? She looked at her pay stub and saw line after line of deductions. Federal tax, state tax, Social Security, Medicare. Suddenly that big, beautiful salary felt a lot less impressive. This is what I call the paycheck shock. It's that moment of pure confusion and disappointment when you realize a big chunk of your money is gone before you even get to touch it. This isn't just Sarah's story. It is your story, my story, and the story of millions who learn this lesson the hard way. This first encounter with taxes is a wake-up call. It's the universe telling you that earning money is only half the battle. The other, more important half, is keeping it. Schools prepare you to get a job and earn a salary, but they fail to prepare you for the reality of your net pay, the money you actually get to take home. They don't tell you that the government is your silent financial partner in everything you do. And if you don't understand how that partnership works, you will always be giving away more than you need to. It's time to stop being surprised and start being smart about where every single one of your dollars is going. Now, you might think taxes are just about your paycheck. Oh, if only it were that simple. But no. That silent partner I mentioned, the tax man, is interested in more than just your salary. He wants a piece of everything. Are you trying to grow your money through investing? That's great. Putting your money to work in the stock market or in real estate is a key step toward building long-term wealth. But you have to understand that every time you make a profit, your silent partner is right there with his hand out, waiting for his share. This is a truth you cannot afford to ignore if you ever want to be truly secure. Let's look at an example. Say you buy a stock for $1,000. You are smart, you are patient, and a year later that stock is worth $2,000. Wonderful. You've doubled your money and made a $1,000 profit, so you decide to sell it to lock in your gain. But wait, you don't get to keep that full $1,000 because you sold the stock for a profit. You have what is called a capital gain, and capital gains are taxable. Depending on your income and how long you held the stock, you could owe 15% or even 20% of that profit in taxes. So your $1,000 gain instantly shrinks to $850 or $800. That is money you worked for, money you risked. That is now gone. This applies to almost every way you can make money. Did you sell a rental property for more than you paid for it? Taxable. Did you get dividends from the stocks you own? Taxable. Did you earn interest from a regular savings account at the bank? Yes, my friends, that is also taxable. It can feel like you are running on a financial treadmill. You take 2 steps forward by making a smart investment, but then taxes push you 1 step back. This is why just earning money or getting a good return is not enough. You must have a plan to manage the tax consequences that come with it. The bottom line is this: every financial decision you make has a tax implication. Buying, selling, earning, saving, it's all connected to the taxes you will owe. Ignoring this fact is like trying to navigate a ship without looking at a map. You might get lucky for a little while, but eventually you are going to hit a rock. Understanding how taxes impact your investments is not about being an expert. It is about being aware. It is about knowing that the number you see on your statement is not always the number you get to put in your pocket. This knowledge empowers you to make smarter choices. So many people get caught up in what I call the high return illusion. They spend all their time and energy chasing the hottest stock, the latest trend, or some get-rich-quick scheme. They hear stories about people making 50% or 100% returns, and they think that is the only path to wealth. They take huge risks with their hard-earned money, hoping for that one big win that will change their lives forever, but they are missing the point entirely. A high return means nothing if you have to give a huge portion of it back to the government in taxes. It's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. Let's compare two people. First, we have Risky Rick. Rick loves the thrill of the chase. He invests in a very volatile stock, and after a stressful year of ups and downs, he makes a 20% return. He's thrilled. He made $10,000 on his $50,000 investment. But because he bought and sold within a year, it's a short-term capital gain, taxed at his ordinary income rate of, say, 30%. So he immediately owes $3,000 in taxes. His net gain is only $7,000. He took a huge risk for a 14% after-tax return. He felt the stress, the anxiety, and the constant need to check his portfolio every single day. Now let's look at Smart Susan. Susan isn't interested in chasing crazy returns. She focuses on tax-efficient planning. She invests in a tax-advantaged retirement account, like a Roth IRA. Her investments grow more slowly, earning a steady 8% return for the year. That's a $4,000 gain on her $50,000. It doesn't sound as exciting as Rick's 20%, does it? But here's the magic: because her money is in a Roth IRA, that $4,000 gain is completely tax-free. She gets to keep all of it. So who is really ahead? Rick, who took a big risk for a $7,000 gain, or Susan, who played it smart and safe for a guaranteed $4,000 gain she fully keeps? This is the power of planning over chasing. Chasing big returns is often just gambling. Smart tax planning is a strategy. It's about using the rules of the game to your advantage. It's about choosing the right types of accounts, understanding the difference between short-term and long-term gains, and making decisions with the after-tax result in mind. You can work half as hard and take on a fraction of the risk, but end up with more money in your pocket simply by being smart about taxes. Stop gambling with your future and start building a solid, intelligent financial plan. That is the approved way to wealth. It is time for all of you to become financial grown-ups. Being a grown-up means taking responsibility. It means you stop blaming the schools for what they didn't teach you and start educating yourself. You cannot afford to be passive about your money. You cannot just hand it over to someone else and hope for the best. You must be the chief financial officer of your own life. This is your money, your future, and your security on the line. The single most powerful thing you can do to protect it is to understand and plan for taxes. It is the foundation upon which all lasting wealth is built. The message is simple. Tax planning is more important than chasing profits. Why? Because it is something you can control. You cannot control the stock market. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control whether a company will succeed or fail. But you can control how you structure your finances to minimize the amount of money you have to give away. It is a guaranteed return. Every dollar you save in taxes is a dollar you get to keep, invest, and grow for your future. That is a better deal than any risky stock tip you will ever get. It is predictable, it is powerful, and it is entirely in your hands. So what is your call to action? Start today. Read a book about personal finance. Look up the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA. Find out what tax bracket you're in. Understand what a capital gain is. These are not complicated topics. This is the language of money, and you need to become fluent in it. Don't be intimidated. Be empowered. Knowledge is the key that unlocks the door to financial freedom. You have the power to change your financial destiny, but it starts with the decision to learn. Stop making excuses and start taking action right now. You are stronger than you think, and you are smarter than you know. You can do this. The world of money is not as scary as it seems once you turn on the lights. Keep seeking out these money truths. Keep asking questions. The more you learn, the more you will realize that building a secure future is not about luck. It's about making smart, informed choices day after day. Follow for more tips on how to be and how to have. You have been approved. Now go out there and take control of your money.